right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us this morning. Small but mighty group, but I'm very excited. This is going to be our second annual Future of Strengths Forum. And today I really just wanted to share with you a little bit about the why. I think many of you know the why at this point, but a few of you are new. So I want to make sure that we cover a little bit of the why and what the purpose of this forum is. But then I want to share with you some of the people we've got on board, which I'm pretty excited. We've got a lot of new people involved this year. Give you an idea of the topics we're going to be covering, what we're going to be um, uh, really the topics, kind of the structure we have built out this year, the additional workshops and plans that we have. And I think it's going to be a good one. I'm really excited. So how many, by a show of hands, or you can throw it in the chat if you want to, because I kind of know, but how many of you were there last year? Oh, I was. Susan was there, Sherry was there, Cheryl. Awesome. David. Good. So we've got some new people. My hand. I talk so much with my hands. I really need to turn off that preference to like reactions when your hands are up in the air, because I constantly have reactions going that I don't mean to do. But anyway, so you see that. So I know we've got, let's see, Saudi Arabia, we've got Mexico, got a lot of people here in the States. So this is lovely. Excellent. So let's go ahead and get started. If I happen to be blocking anything on the screen, if you know you cannot see something because of my head, my apologies. I will make sure you see it, but I don't think I'm blocking too much, hopefully. I live by this motto, which is the best way to predict your future is to create it. And I love this. It set the tone for me. I joined the Natural Foresight community and became certified in 2023. And being in that community with foresight was like I had found, besides strengths, it was like I had found another group of people that I just went, oh, these are my people. They're looking forward. They're trying to figure out how to do things
Nancy
better.
Clark.
And the idea came to me. I'd been trying to think of what I was going to do for the forum, what the forum was going to look like. And that conference in March was like, oh, it's the future of strengths. That's what it is. And so we launched last year in September. It is a forum, it is a practicum, it is a place for us to share and understand with a strength-centric focus. I don't, it was really built to honor Donald Clifton, which I'll show in a minute. So the vision was based on Donald Clifton. And so last year we launched in September. We launched on September 13th, which was the day Don Clifton passed away. And because he is such, obviously the reason most of us are here and using strengths is because of this man. And he has significance and futuristic as his top two. So what better way than to celebrate his legacy than by doing the future of strengths and making sure that we are doing what we can do to ensure that his vision and mission are continued to be shared and elevated. Gallup does an amazing job. They had a wonderful summit for many years. They've now gone down to really just their learning series. They have really decided that the corporate space is the lane they want to live in for the most part. And all I can say is thank you, because that leaves a lot of lanes untapped. And I think there's a lot of us out there who have a lot of heart-based, mission-based businesses and ideas of how strengths can help us in education, help us with our communities, help us with our kids, help us with understanding neurodivergence and mental health in the nonprofit world. And so the future of strengths really looks to focus on those spaces. While we do take things that could have a corporate lens, and I'll talk about that more in a moment when we talk about some of our topics, the idea is that we're really looking at how we apply strengths in spaces outside the corporate boardroom or the management space. That doesn't mean we don't touch on management principles, though, because education systems, nonprofit systems need these things intact as well. I still think they just get applied a little bit differently. So really what you can expect from the Future of Strengths are international speakers, panels and roundtables that have people who are experts in a particular space, where we can have an open format Q&A for people to really dive down and understand a certain subject better. This is truly good for people with strengths at all levels. I do think people should have their top 5 to attend to get the most out of this conference. But beyond that, you can be an individual who loves strengths. You can be a professional using strengths. In fact, I had 2 facilitators last year that had never taken their strengths, but I knew strengths was really great to apply with what they were doing. So I had them come and facilitate anyway, but they did their strengths before they facilitated to understand how strengths applied to what they were doing. And now they use strengths more frequently, actually, in their business, just because of being a part of it. So this really is for strengths at all levels. And then we also offer networking, and we're actually expanding our networking this year. And again, I'll talk a little bit more about that when we go through what the whole path is for the forum this year. So I don't have everybody's pictures. We're still getting our agenda finalized. We're still getting our participants finalized, but these are some of the wonderful people you're going to be able to learn from, hear from, talk to. Michael, I know you're on the call today. Do you want to share a little bit about what you're going to be doing? Putting you on the spot, but this way I don't have to be the only one talking today.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily prepared to talk at all.
I know, but just a quick little glimpse, just your topic.
No, it's fine.
You're going to be doing.
I'm going to be on one of the panels discussing grants and applying strengths to grants and how to like get a grant awarded. I've done a couple of grants where we tied strengths into what that was. So that's the broadest overview that I can probably give.
Well, you're also facilitating a session too. So you're actually going to be teaching coaches like what to do when they're writing a grant and what to apply for and what to look for, right? So we've got that to look forward to. And then Aisha, I think you're on the call too, aren't you?
Oh, am I muted? No, you can hear me. Yes.
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
We just had a lovely talk. I'm super excited. So Aisha, what are you going to be sharing with us?
So mine is a little bit different, I guess, from the rest. I am really passionate about the use of AI tools and how utilizing them actually helps to enhance a person's strengths instead of like bringing a different perspective of how you can utilize AI within education spaces, workspaces, to help support students, to help them be their best selves. It's not about dispelling that thought process that using AI is cheating. And it's really around helping you find strengths you didn't know you had, and then helping to ensure that we're leveling the playing field in the areas that you're the weakest in. So that's mine. It's, again, a little bit different, but brings in that AI component into the strengths world.
I love it. Thank you. Cheryl.
Yes. Hey, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. I am going to be talking about strengths, but I'm also going to be talking about how I combine using CliftonStrengths with the Positive Intelligence program. And I use both of these platforms, CliftonStrengths and Positive Intelligence, to help clients understand themselves better, to help them obviously understand their strengths, and also to think about what's getting in their way of sabotaging them. And the Positive Intelligence program is a perfect combination with strengths, because it allows the individual to work from a base of their strengths and then think about those thinking behaviors that sabotage them. And so the two together have been just phenomenal and a great impact with my clients.
Awesome. Thank you, Cheryl. And Rebecca, I'm not going to put you on the spot if you don't want to be, because I know we're still refining what you're doing, but I do know a little bit about the general direction we're going if you want to share.
Sure, I'll do the best I can.
No worries. It doesn't have to be perfect.
That's what we're here for, right?
Refining.
Thank you. So hi, everyone. I'm Rebecca Nesson. I am here on behalf of my colleague Jensen Chu, we work together at the American Diabetes Association. So we utilize strengths extensively within our program management office, actually, of the American Diabetes Association for talent acquisition, talent maintenance, and making sure that we are retaining top talent as well as supporting everyone throughout their roles. So really utilizing, we are within itself doing traditional project management work kind of in a non-traditional setting, and utilize the strengths as well as several other tools within our team to keep everybody on the same page and working as best they can. So we have several ways to go to highlight this information, and still working with Joe to refine that.
Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. I know I put everyone on the spot today, so my apologies, but I really appreciate it. It's nice to not always be the one talking. If you look across, we also have Marina Mamshina. She's actually hosting a session this month, which is using metaphors with strengths to help with application. But during the forum, she's going to be sharing around cognitive bias and how strengths plays a role in our cognitive bias. Jeffrey Spikes is going to be speaking. He's going to be speaking about his path through trauma and utilizing strengths. Kristen Clark is extremely well-versed and dedicates herself to the world of helping students figure out their career paths with using their strengths. So she's going to be sharing some of what she does. Dr. Shauna Sobers is at the University of Texas. She has written a book on resilience. She focuses a lot on resilience for women of color, and she will be talking about strengths with that. There's a possibility she'll be bringing Micah LeBrant with her to co-facilitate that session. So if she's not just using some of Micah's tools, she may be bringing Micah as a co-facilitator. That's still to be determined. Tiffany Flaming was amazing last year. She also walked us through some psychological safety and cognitive bias through strengths lens. This year, she's been working a lot with AI. So she's going to be doing something around how to enhance the strengths process using AI. So for coaches who are using it, and a little bit of the responsibility. We're also going to have a panel on AI, so we can have some open question formats. If you miss any of the sessions, you'll be able to potentially participate in the panels. Emily Caldwell is going to be talking about her Strong Points program at Meredith College and how they've implemented strengths throughout the campus. Christopher Miller was a big favorite last year. This year, he's going to be facilitating session on some of his love and work that he is doing, but he's really going to focus on how leaning into his strengths has shifted and evolved throughout his career. And I think that's a really important point for people to talk about, because we often talk about the fact that our strengths don't change, and it's how we use them, not what we do. And so I think he's a great example of how he has continued to evolve his professional process. So he's also a backup speaker, and he's a backup speaker only because one of my dream people is potentially on board to be a speaker, but I can't confirm yet because they can't confirm yet. But I will be super excited if this person confirms. And so that's the only reason I can't say who, but it's somebody who I am a huge fangirl of. And if you know me well enough, you may have a clue as to who that person could be, but I don't want to say anything before they commit. Kitty Rocker's out of New York. She's done some great work with Strengths Explorer. She's definitely going to be on a panel. We're going to do a panel for Strengths Explorer. So I know there's been a lot of questions out there on how to use that. Andrew Sloan is going to be speaking with us this year. Last year, he did a facilitated session. This year, he's going to be sharing with us with his new book, and all about community and connection and how strengths can play a role in that. You've got several other names down there. Andy Beer is going to be looking at how he uses the Q12 in his classroom to make sure that he's advocating for his students and bringing what they need. Ani Henry will be talking about how we look at inclusion through the lens of strengths. Lovely, lovely coach out of Indiana. We have Anna Etten, who's going to be helping us with Gen Z. We're actually going to have a Gen Z panel on how to coach the generation of Gen Z. And I think we're going to have a session as well. We've got some leadership. Lisa's going to be talking about leadership, how to create a pipeline of leadership in the educational system. So I think we've got some really, really good topics this year, and I'm pretty excited to go forward. And then last year, just because it's nice for you guys to see, I was pretty happy. We had 100 people from over 13 countries attend last year for our first ever launch. The overall experience was a 9.3. 9.6 was who would recommend this to a friend. So hopefully we can bring those numbers up. I think this is going to be a little bit of a different, not a different format this year, but I think, you know, we've had some learnings from last year, and we're going to try to make some improvements based on those recommendations. And I hope you guys see that and will enjoy it. So I do a lot of talking. You guys, if you have any questions, please raise your hand or just take yourself off mute if I'm talking too fast, because I'm realizing I probably am. And if you just need, if you want clarification on something. But anyway, August, we're going to start doing a little bit of networking. I'm going to be interviewing our speakers and the people that we have coming so that you get a chance to do that. The Speakeasy Lab training, we're probably going to do towards the end of August or early September. So be looking for those. This timeline's a little bit wrong. I apologize. Yeah, this timeline's totally wrong. This is my old timeline. So kind of ignore this, but imagine these are the sessions that are coming. So we've got the pre-forum networking. What does that mean? During the forum, we actually have networking at the beginning of the day, end of the day, midday as well, depending on how the structure is, which I'll go into in a minute. We're also going to be doing a foresight training. We're actually going to do this after the forum. So once we've been through the forum, we'll have a foresight workshop. This is free to anyone who joined us during the forum. So it's part of your package. It's a 3-hour workshop that will help you understand how to use 1 or 2 specific foresight tools to help you create better strategies for your implementation of strengths in your desired space. And then in October, it's the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. For those of us on this side of the pond. On the other side over in APAC, it's going to be the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, obviously. But generally speaking, we've got a 3-day virtual that's going to be, actually it's probably going to be more like 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. and then 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So a late half day, a full day, and then an early half day. Networking will be in there. We'll have speakers every day. We'll have panels every day. We will have workshops every day. If you can't attend every day, don't worry. Everything will be recorded and shared with you in a hidden YouTube list. So if you have participated in the forum, registered for the forum, you will have access to anything you attended or didn't get a chance to attend. If you can't attend the forum at all, you can actually buy a recordings only package. So don't feel like you have to miss out. These are some of the things people had to say last year. I'm going to leave it up for a second, but I think one of my favorite comments was from Pam Besser that said, the biggest impact for me was the connection and belonging. The content was the cake. The people were the frosting. I just love that. I thought that was so sweet. I really was extremely emotional last year about this. It was a dream come true, and it was something that was probably better than I had imagined it could be. So I hope you guys will see that this year when you attend. So how much is it going to cost? What are we doing? We have $97 is our early bird right now. If you fill out the registration, I think the date is wrong since I'm promoting this a little bit late. Early bird access will be available until the end of this month. So you have until the end of August to take advantage of early bird access. If you are not currently a Practical Strengths member, this will include a trial membership through October. So you'll get 3 months of Practical Strengths membership if you join now. and you buy a ticket now. If you're already a Practical Strengths member, your perk is to be able to bring a guest for just half price. So you can get 2 of you for roughly $150. So I think that's a pretty good deal. We've actually lowered the price from last year because we're trying to increase the accessibility for people. Now, after the early bird runs out, the price goes up to $197, same benefits. The one thing I will say is what's not included in this is the Speakeasy Lab training. That is an upgrade for $100. That training typically alone is roughly around $700. So you're going to save a significant amount of money if you join our Speakeasy Lab training to do it for just $100. If you are in the Practical Strengths co-op, like some of you on this call are, there is no charge for the forum and no charge for the training. Those things are included as a perk for what you have joined already. And then, as I mentioned, $77 for the recordings only. You do have access to attending either the training for $100, and you can still attend the foresight session for free if you purchase the recordings, should you be available for that but weren't available for the others. And then these are the mentee and co-op perks. If you happen to be a mentee, I have a mentorship program and a co-op program. The mentee program for both, there are 3 free invites that you get at no charge. You're allowed to invite great people, guests, strategic partners, if you're a co-op or mentee. For the discount, mentees are able to offer 5 guest passes for $47, and co-op members are allowed to offer up to 10. And those are great to use for warm leads, clients you'd like to invite and get more involved, some of your inner circle. It's a great perk for you to be able to do that. If you're not a part of the community and you want to be a part, please feel free to write me after this and you will be able to join. We also have sponsorship program. I am happy to say our top sponsor, the Ripple sponsor, has been sold. That is actually by Nicolet College, who is a fantastic example of our proof of concept of the roadmap for strengths culture. So I'm very excited that they have taken that spot. The community champion sponsorship, we still have 4 available. That's $1,500, which gives you 25 seats, all the little benefits you there, and you can get your own registration link. So let's say you're an educational institution or you're an organization and you can fill those 25 seats, but you know you want to include more people or your company or students, you can actually offer a $47 community invite. And that is, and there's potential revenue share there as well. So if you were a nonprofit organization that wanted to be a community champion, we could revenue share, and that could be a donation to the nonprofit. If you're an educational system, we can revenue share, and that can go towards you purchasing assessments for your students or whatever you might need it for. So there is an opportunity for revenue share there also with that $47 community invite, and you would get your own registration page. Then we have the Pebble sponsor, and a Pebble sponsor is $500, which gets you 5 seats, logos and social mentions. And if you want any extra details on these, I'm more than happy to share them with you at any point. And then if you happen to decide on the Pebble sponsorship before August 31st, we're going to offer 50. Well, we only have 15 left. We were offering 20. We have 15 available of the Pebble early bird sponsors. So once they're sold, they're sold. But this will be available until the end of August also. So it's the same as the Pebble sponsorship at $500, but you can get it for $297. And that Invite Your Circle pack is kind of a fun little pack to help you give emails and fun things to follow up with your folks. And all of these will get some special gifts involved also. And that's my contact information if you need it. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. Give you a second to screenshot that if you need to. Otherwise, most of you, I think, have my email. Questions, comments, anything I went too fast on? Are you excited about what's coming? Okay, I can't see most of you. You have your cameras off. I want to also give a special shout out. Abdul is on our call today. He's not on camera because he's driving, but he's our newest Practical Strengths global partner. We have Rebecca Rios in Brazil, and Abdul has just signed on to be our partner in Saudi Arabia, which means most likely by the end of this year, you will see a couple of practical strengths books come out in Arabic and in Portuguese. And they're going to be starting to do training and building the practical strengths movement in their respective spaces of Brazil and Saudi Arabia, mostly in the Middle East for Abdul. So that's very exciting news as well. So come on back on camera. I want to see you guys. But how are we feeling about this? Anything I've missed? Anything you'd like to see included? Questions about the sponsorships?
Joe, I do have a question. You talked about the Future of Strengths Forum networking. Will there be like a separate site set up to like connect? And I know you said you were looking into a couple different options.
Yes, because we've done that before. I think we're going to push people to the Practical Strengths page on LinkedIn and have people connecting underneath the Practical Strengths umbrella. And so you can continue to connect through that group on LinkedIn. If you guys are interested in creating something like Discord or a Slack channel, and that's something you would really want, I am more than happy to do it. The feedback last year was like, I already have too many places to be. And so we wanted to go to places we were already going. So if you have a suggestion or you'd like to see something else open, I'm more than happy to do that. At the moment, my goal is to push everybody to the Practical Strengths group on LinkedIn. But hopefully you'll be able to switch contact. I know a lot of people met last year and are still in contact because of the relationships they made through the network last year. And the networking that will happen through August and September is going to be like topic-based networking. So if you're really interested in Strengths Explorer, we're going to have people networking around specific topics. It won't just be open, whereas at the forum, we create breakout rooms. And like, we'll choose whether like you all want to go talk about a certain domain or you all want to talk about a certain thing. So you'll have breakout rooms at the forum to pick and choose where you want to go to meet people. But the pre-forum networking will all be topical, topic specific. So yeah. Any other questions? Thanks, Cheryl.
And Joe, when will like the social media posts be like ready to share? So I know you said you're still kind of getting some of the information all pulled together. And again, I know it depends on sponsorships, but when do you like really want us to start pushing like on social to start sharing
Now.
to get the to get the word out?
Today, I will put out another like it's finally here if you want to watch the recording, you know, to find out what's happening and the sneak peeks that we have. So I'll share the recording once it gets uploaded to YouTube today. And as soon as you see that, you guys follow the hashtag FOS Forum 2025. So it's hashtag FOS Forum 2025. Usually if you're following Practical Strengths, hashtag Practical Strengths, you'll see everything I post because I try to put that in everything I do. LinkedIn has made it difficult. You're no longer allowed to put like a little notification bell if you want to really follow someone and get the updates. So if you happen to search that hashtag, you'll be able to find what I've posted or just check my page for a recent post. But anything you guys can do to help promote this, get new people in, create links. Last year, I will say this, we've got a couple facilitators still on the call. I offered everybody an affiliate link so that if you did register people underneath your name, there was a revenue share option for anyone who was promoting and revenue sharing. Most people didn't take advantage of it, and it was a lot of work for me to set up. So this year it is optional. If you want it, let me know and you will do it. But while we don't, since we're still very grassroots, we don't have payment for our speakers or facilitators, or panelists, but we do allow everyone who volunteers in that format is allowed to attend the entire forum for free. They are allowed to get all of the recordings. They can participate in any of the events. Everything is free for anyone who's participating as a panel speaker or facilitator. But also if you're willing to promote, there's a revenue share on anyone you bring in. So we can create a special registration link just for you to make that happen. So that's not just for sponsors, that's actually for the people participating as well. All right. Well,
Joe, I think I missed that. What you would have a link for us. What does that?
so
I'm
if
missing
you,
the
like,
revenue sharing piece, I think.
yeah, the revenue sharing piece. And I mentioned it to some people and not to others. Honestly, it's because it was a lot last year because I was managing 25 plus affiliate links for everybody in registration, but most people didn't use it. So I put in a lot of work for not a lot of return.
Okay.
This year is an optional thing. So when I send out the next speaker email, as I'm getting everybody down, if you promote this, and Cheryl, if you're like, hey, I definitely want to do this, just let me know now because you're hearing it on this.
Okay.
But if you want to promote and you want a link that says, it will say basically fosforum.online/Cheryl or Dr. Cheryl. Anybody who registers on your registration link with that and pays through that, that is a revenue share.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that because I was planning to promote it.
Yeah. And I mean, hopefully you will promote it anyway, but there is a benefit to promoting. So I'm not asking. So many forums these days, I get approached by a lot of them like, we'd love to have you as a speaker. It's only going to cost you $197 to speak to our people and you get 50% back if you promote. And it was like a lot of pressure. I don't love that. Like, I don't love that. So I can't pay, but I can at least give you a benefit of participating.
Cool. Okay. Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
And sorry, I had to jump off there. So I've missed the bulk of your presentation.
well, everything will be on the YouTube channel too. So you'll be able to go back and watch everything there.
Super. Thank you.
I'll have that uploaded a little later today. Try to cut out my stumbling at the very beginning, but other than that, it'll be up with the sharing. Anything else, you guys? If not, feel free to see yourselves out. Anybody who knows me knows I'm the last one out the door because sometimes people stick around to ask a question when there's less people here. So I stick around. But thank you all so much for your time today. I really appreciate you showing up, and please help us spread the word to get more people. We're really here to get diverse voices in. I've still got a couple of speakers I'm waiting on that I think are going to be pretty exciting. I'm waiting on a panel. I've asked some popular coaches in the community if they would maybe do a panel together to talk about what their mission is in the strengths world, and so that we can start collectively supporting each other. So that's kind of pending at the moment as well. So we'll see what happens, but I'm pretty excited. So I hope you guys are too. But thank you all very much for being here today. And any questions you have, please just shoot me an email.
Thank you,
Joe, I do
Love
have
to
a
meet you.
questions, so
Yeah,
I'll
go
hang
ahead.
on.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll
Go
hang
ahead
on.
and hang on, but go ahead and take the rest of your time back. But thanks for being here.
Hey, Sherry, before I hang up, I was just going to say hi. Nice to see you again.
Good morning, Cheryl. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are things for you?
We're doing good. We survived the first year, so that's exciting.
That's wonderful. Okay,
Yeah.
take care.
Thanks.